And today is very busy, but like a fun kind of busy, so I'm gonna try taking you along. We'll see how it goes. Sometimes it gets so busy that I forget to film. Good morning, friends. This morning is very cold. I just lit the fire. With the oatmeal I showed you, I grabbed out some frozen blueberries so they'll be a little less frozen by the time the kids are eating. It's 10 to 7. I wake everybody up at 7. Oatmeal's just about done. So I'm gonna turn that off and go throw another block of wood on the fire. I don't normally light the fire in the morning, but I was up at 6 and it was so cold in here that I was like, I can't just hang out. It's too cold. It is too cold. Monday is a really busy day, but Tuesday is not. So I need to make sure I bake bread tomorrow. So I fed my starter. So it's all nice. Just trying to turn the light on. Why is that light not turning on? The light's not turning on. Well, I used the switch at the base of the stairs and it worked. So for some reason, the switch at the top of the stairs has decided to stop working in the last hour. Add that to the never-ending to-do list. Figure out electrical that I don't even... Who am I kidding? That's Marius is gonna figure that out. I have no idea what I'm doing. There's times a year when I milk first thing in the morning, so it's not really feasible for me also. Well, I could make breakfast, but when I milk in the morning, I'm not on breakfast duty. So right now, for the last few weeks, we've been once a day milking, and we'll be once a day milking until January. So in this time, I am the breakfast cook again. And so it's kind of nice, like when it's an oatmeal morning, it's so easy. Mondays are usually oatmeal morning because then it's easy on a Monday morning. I can just get the pot going and then just leave it. And that's a nice heavy bottom pot that will keep the oatmeal warm. I made the kids tea, coffee for Marius and I. And now it's time to go wake everybody up, although it's 6:57. I'm gonna sit here in peace for a few more minutes. Avis, we're matching in overalls.
Hey, Mom, look at
Overalls.
Are you videoing us?
Yeah.
You're an overall.
Is that you? Happy birthday to you. Surprise!
wouldn't say he's crawling, but he's figured out how to get from A to B. So we gotta dress him really warm because the floor is cold.
He can do this. He can do this.
First order of business today. Got the big kid squared away on breakfast and tea. I got Amos back there with me. Marius is following behind with the truck. And our Suburban's going for tire change and oil change and kind of a quick look over and such, just to make sure everything looks good. Where we live, you run studded tires 6 months of the year. So we're gonna get our studded tires on, and when we get studded tires on, we always just get like an oil change and like a check over and such, so that you know when you did it last so easily, because it's like, oh, we did it when we changed tires. So time to put my phone down and drive. A lot of people have trouble grasping our cold weather. Kids are playing piano downstairs. It's not that cold. It's -4 Celsius this morning, which is probably like 22 Fahrenheit. So I've got just a long sleeve shirt, cotton. I've got a not super thick wool sweater. I've got wool socks, and I've got wool tights, and then my Patagonia overalls over top. I threw this on because we were heading out this morning and I wanted to be nice and cozy, and our house isn't that warm. I may, as it gets warmer in the house. Oh, I'm in your room, yeah. As it gets warmer, I might ditch the overalls and just wear my leggings. We'll see. You can kind of hear the dehydrator going in the background, but Marius is making jerky, so that's good. We homeschool through a program, like we're registered, we have help from a teacher, we get some funding, we have to report, our children will have transcripts, etc. And also kids are jumping around and making my camera shake. So, stop jumping on the couch! We've used Gather Round Homeschool for the last 2 years, and it just is not really driving for us this year. So I called the teacher and I was like, do you have any suggestions for us? This isn't working, maybe we go a different direction. And she suggested that we do a math program, kids write journals, we do teaching textbooks for math. Kids write journals. Kids also use something called Building Writers, which in my homeschool playlist, there's a review of Building Writers. And then just read good books. Just pick some books that are good history, social studies, that sort of things, and just have good reading and discussions and this and that. So Marius and I kind of divide and conquer with homeschooling, so I'm making sure the kids get their journals and their math done, and he's gonna do the reading to them. We're gonna get reading done first thing in the morning, just like while we're sipping coffee in the living room, so that we have more time to do outside projects, because we're still trying to get a lot of stuff done outside before winter comes. So the book that we've chosen is 3 Against the Wilderness. This is one of my favorite books, and it's BC history, and it's in the 1930s, and as the crow flies, it's actually not that far from us. It's like 10-hour drive. Super interesting book on restoring wetlands and trapping, and if you've got outdoorsy kids or you like this sort of books and you like history and you like interesting stories, highly recommend this book. I read it like every year. I love it so much. So Marius hasn't read it and the kids haven't read it, so Marius is going to read this aloud to the kids, and this is going to cover history and social studies. So there you go. We've got just 3 more days of milking Clover, and then she's gonna be dry for calving. So I'm getting some butter going in my churn. I want to make another batch of Gouda and a batch of feta. That's my goals to get done. Today's too busy of a day, so tomorrow I need to make cheese. Probably I'll make both because they require different pots. So then I'll get those things done, and then maybe a bit more mozzarella. And when I make mozzarella, I skim the cream, and then use the skim milk to make mozzarella, make it, brine it, shred it, freeze it so I just have bags of frozen mozzarella. And then I make butter. We have lots of butter. Jessa still is giving 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons of milk a day. So we'll still have, although 3 days a week I have friends who come in milk for me and take the milk. So we'll still be getting 6 to 8 gallons a week, which will keep us in drinking milk and yogurt. And she gives so much cream on her milk, like the cream line's like that big on average, like it's huge. I'll still be making butter because honestly, we don't want to drink that creamy milk. It kind of gives you a tummy ache to drink. It's like drinking half and half.
Mama?
Yes, Freya?
We can see the oven. Because things really like throwing.
Amos drinks this very expensive goat's milk formula because homeboy can't do cow's milk, which is one of the biggest ironies in my life. We're actually almost debating getting milk goat. It's hard to find good dairy goats. How many scoops did I do? Just a second, Freya. I'm counting. Okay, there we go. It's hard to find good dairy goats. The only ones I've found so far is a pair of a pair of doelings that are Sanin or Sanin. Just a second, Freya. Come from good dairy lines, decent price. Although honestly, like, price isn't my biggest concern. I'm more worried about like good genetics. However, they're due in January, and that's when Clover's due, and Jessa will also still be in milk. So I'll be milking 2 cows and 2 goats, and our cows aren't at the point where the boys can milk them on their own yet, and doeling goats would need training. They couldn't just milk them. So I think I might need to pass on those because I value sanity and milking 4 animals 1 to 2 times a day in January in -30. I feel like that's not a great idea.
Mama?
What's up, Freya? Right now it's what we call porch fridge season, which means it's perfect. It's like just below freezing at night, just above freezing during the day. You can just throw the whole pot on the deck. Things keep perfectly. I usually, like right after dinner, I'll take this out, let it cool on the counter until we're done like cleaning up, and then put it back in and put it on the deck. The animals can't open them. They're perfect. So we had mashed potatoes and stroganoff a couple nights ago for dinner, and it's been sitting on the porch fridge. And so I just layered the mashed potatoes and stroganoff, and this is for dinner tonight. And I'm doing this now because I'm gonna be out bringing Jessa to the vet and then coming home and milking. So I'll have it all ready to just either text Marius or call the house if the kids are here and Marius is with me or whatever, and be like, hey, can you throw this in the oven at 350? But I still have enough for a whole other meal, so I'm grabbing out one that has a lid. I will add tin foil between these two, and I'll throw this in the freezer for us to have for an easy dinner another night. I still have a little bit of mashed potatoes left, enough that I want to do something with them, but it was too much to fit in the pan. I filled both pans. I'm gonna try making bread. I've never made bread with mashed potatoes, and I'm gonna kind of wing it because I have more than the recipe calls for, but let's see how it goes. Ideally, we don't eat unfermented wheat, but as long as Hamish and I don't go too wild on it, we'll be fine, and everybody else is fine. It's just Hamish and I who need to eat in moderation with unfermented wheat. Butter, here in the background, you can see it going. I'll show you when it splits, it's pretty fun. And because we're feeling extra wild today, I had about half a cup of leftover plain oatmeal, and let's add it in. Let's see what happens. Could be amazing. Could be pig food. Do you play this game? I play this game. I'm going roughly on a recipe. This book, don't buy this book if you need hand holding in recipes. But if you're someone who likes to use up odds and ends of what you have, or you sometimes just need like a starting point, this is great and has a bazillion recipes. So I'm using her mashed potato bread, but I'm just using like way more mashed potatoes than she calls for. And I'm also having the recipe, well, maybe I shouldn't do that. The full recipe makes 5 loaves. Do I want to mess up 5 loaves worth of bread? I don't know, but otherwise I'm using way more potatoes than it calls for. Oh, we can see Marius out there. I'll show you his building project later. He's trying to figure out which beam to use next. I can see him counting and measuring. And the butter, I can see it's starting to move again. It was thick like whipped cream, and now it's mixing and separating better. And here we go. So close, so close. What I like about my butter churn is the mess is contained. Try making butter in a mixer. Or even just the blender or the food processor, it's so much harder to clean. And here we go, we got butter. I usually let it go for a bit just to make sure the butter is well. Hi, Rowan. Nope, we don't eat dishwasher soap. Okay, let's unplug this and I'll show you. Look at that! Beautiful, beautiful butter. Sometimes I come down here to load the fire and then just stay a little longer. Sometimes I have a chocolate bar stashed down here too. So it's just about noon. I'm gonna see where my bread is at to see if I can shape it. At noon I have a coaching call where I am the student. And my mother-in-law's coming. She's our nanny 3 days a week, takes care of the kids, does a bit of light housework. It's really a win-win situation. It really is awesome. Marius is about to go swap, bring the car, get the Suburban from the mechanic, and then he's gonna hook up the horse trailer to the Suburban for me so that when I'm done my stuff, I normally have 4 hours in my office, but I only have 3 hours today. I'll load Jessa and bring her to the vet. I'm not sure what I can film of that part, but we'll see. Looks like my mug is on fire.
Already my friend. Liver and right here.
That is a stack of venison jerky. Beautiful. I think we need to move this away from Rowan.
Of the way she's looking at it, we definitely do. Don't play with your
Where can we put it?
I just about did something really bad. I had added almost all the flour, and then I realized I hadn't added salt. That would have been so bad, but I caught it. Anyhow, my dough is double, and I'm gonna quickly get it dealt with before I need to go to my office. I did, Freya, don't get that in my dough, please. The bread's out of the oven and one loaf is already gone. Turned out so good, so delicious. Of course, standing between me and where I need to go is the rooster who hates me. Yeah, you get out of here. It's when you turn your back that he runs for you. So I walk away from him without turning my back until he's out of sight. If I turn around, he'll run after me. Okay, now we're good. So, it's surprisingly cold right now. It's windy. I should be wearing a down jacket just for the wind breaking qualities. Not a wool one, but here we are. Chickens, those brother truckers, dug up my garlic. So chickens need to get locked down tonight. I'm gonna set an alarm on my phone. We keep forgetting to close them in at night, so then every day they're free ranging again. So I'm gonna set that alarm right now. Jess is right in front of me. I'm gonna grab her, throw her in the trailer, and then I need to make an appearance on a live video for a friend's cookbook launch at 3:10. It's probably 5 to 3 right now. And then I need to drive out of here by 3:30 to get to the vet on time. And hopefully, my children are ready to go. I'm not anticipating them actually being ready to go. So Clover in the front there, she's bred. She's actually gonna be dried up. Wednesday's her last day of milking. She's due in January. Jessa, however, is the one who has cysts, we're pretty sure. So I managed to snag a vet appointment and confirm that and see what else. She's still in milk, but man, I need her bred. She calved December 4th. Hamish happened to come outside and he's opening the gate for me. Thanks, bud. Bet you the rooster's gonna be scared of me now because I got a cow on my tail. Jessa loads pretty well, thankfully. Come on, girl. Come on. Oh, you're gonna prove me wrong now? Oh, yeah. This is what Marius has been working on. I'm so excited for this. This is our parking lot here. So this is gonna get extended, and then this big 3-bay machine shed style thing, I don't know what we're technically calling it, for we're gonna park our horse trailer in here, like quad, snowmobile. Maybe one bay will be for keeping lumber dry. We've got a loaf of bread as a gift. We're off to the vet. We're stuck behind a slow-moving manure spreader. So we had a miscommunication on time, and we were here for over an hour waiting, hanging out, checking out cows. But the vet just checked her and he thinks she might actually be pregnant because she was with a bull 36 days ago. And he's like, this feels like a cow that's just, you know, just 36 days. That feels like what this is. So he's back in 5 or 6 weeks. He doesn't live here. I can't remember if I said that I came to a friend's dairy because they were doing a herd health preg checks, and I snuck in on that with the vet and the dairy farmer's permission. So I'm gonna send in a blood test, but we're gonna probably come back in 5 or 6 weeks. The really interesting, amazing thing is, like, you know how sometimes things don't work out and you wonder, like, should I have tried harder, or like, was God closing that door for a reason? The last 2 times we thought Jessa was in heat, it's come on a busy evening where I'm like, you know what? This is stretching me beyond what I'm capable of doing today to trailer a cow to a bull. And so I decided not to, and both times she would have got, because we thought she had cysts, we got, Rowan, just wait a second. We would have been giving her medication that would have, it like prompts them cycling, but if they're already pregnant, I'm on their driveway right now, by the way, it would abort the baby. So if she is pregnant, I would have unintentionally aborted the baby. So we're gonna draw blood tests and send that in, and then we're gonna come back in 5 or 6 weeks. Oh, Rowan has hit the end of her limit. But it's time to go home and milk the cows. If I'd known we were gonna be late, I would have done it first, but it's the way the cookie crumbles. Or a blue lid. Okay, so we got home. Boys immediately ran and did the pigs. Marius backed the trailer up for me because it's just one of those things I really don't like doing. I was just gonna leave Jessa from up in our parking lot, but we have lumber piles on either side. I know you're cranky at me because you just had to go for a trailer ride. We have lumber piles on either side of the driveway right now, and it makes it like a maze, and I don't really like backing up a trailer, so I was just gonna walk Jessa down, but Marius was outside and he's like, oh, here, I'll hop in and back it up. And I don't say no to that. So I'm gonna milk the ladies. I'm hoping Clover comes in. She doesn't realize we're home yet. And yeah, I threw dinner in the oven, which I'm so glad I did that, so that all I had to do was go inside while the boys are feeding the pigs, and throw it in the oven and turn the oven on. Little things like that. It didn't, you know, it's not like it took a lot of time, but putting that time in when I had time made a huge difference now that I didn't have to like pull them out and do with that and whatever. And you know, the pots, the Instant Pots are now washed and put away already, and because I'm ahead of that, I feel more relaxed. I don't feel as stressed out, even though we had to wait longer and things got delayed, and so much so that like Marius was planning to stay home and not go hunting. But when I was getting ready to leave the dairy, I was feeling on top of the day, and I was like, hey, you can go hunting if you want, because he was expecting to stay home because it was going to be chaotic, and so yeah. Gotta love that. Her one side is very dirty. It's taking a lot of these stupid wipes. These are dairy wipes and they're ridiculous. But I was given them by a friend who didn't need them anymore. So I'm using them up because they're gonna be garbage either way. So might as well use them. It just takes more than if you're using a rag or baby wipes. But hey, they're free. Okay, let's get the cats their bowl. Clover, milk time! I gotta throw the kick bar on too, because I have a feeling she's gonna be salty at me. Yeah, cute kitties. I don't like to feed cows during milking. We've talked about this lots before. I think it promotes them tap dancing bad behavior. But I just gave Jessa, this is like 6 pounds of a dairy ration. This is her whole day's ration. Ideally it would be split in 2, but because she's only getting milked once a day, I'm doing it now. I just put the feeder in front of her. I'll set a timer on my phone, go deal with milk, and then come out and let her out, or one of the boys will run out and let her out. Anyhow, I'm gonna feed the beef cows now. We're grain finishing our beef cows. And then go deal with milk. I didn't milk Clover. One of the reasons, dang rooster. Oh, rooster, rooster. Can't turn your back on him. Anyhow, I can't wait to eat him. Marius says he's a great rooster, which is why he hasn't put him in the soup pot. Okay, so Clover, the last few days before we stop milking them, you often milk like every other day. Like, so we milked yesterday, didn't milk tonight, didn't milk her tonight. We'll milk her tomorrow. Won't milk her Wednesday. We'll milk her Thursday, I think. I think that's the plan. Oh, now he's blocking where I get out. Anyhow, it's just like a gradual dry off. And beef cows, this is called a farm roll barley. So it's not like the fancy rolled barley you get in a feed store. It's just kind of beat up a bit. We buy it bulk. It's way cheaper when you buy it bulk. And this is what we finish our beef cows on because we love grain finished beef. Right now our Jersey heifer is in with them. And that rooster. I'm giving them 10 pounds between the 3 cows, or 2 steers and a heifer. Once we up the amount of grain we're giving them, we will move the Jersey heifer out of there because I don't want her getting too much more grain. And in January, she goes to be bred. Same farm that I just had Jessa at. It's hard to do one-handed. It's not a one-handed job. Okay, same farm that Jessa was at. Star on the right will go to and be with their bull until their next preg checking and then come home. So she'll be about 14 months old, which is usually the age in which people start trying to breed a Jersey heifer. So there's that. See if the fire's still going. Oh, the damper needs to be open. It's smoldering away in here. We'll leave this open like this for a minute too. It needs to be washed. Can you leave it? guys, dinner's ready.
Dad, we're ready for that.
He's hunting. Hey, go roll.
It's all fun.
Baby doesn't look like a very exciting dinner, but it's very delicious. Very nutrient dense.
Exciting enough.
Very healthy. And as Max said, it's exciting enough. Bellies will be filled.
Mom,
Where? Hey.
he told me 100% calm.
Be kind.
Okay.
Please don't, boys. You and I were playing around with each other.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Demons didn't want that. No, just dry your hands and move on. It's 7 o'clock. Babies are in bed. Big 3 did a big thumbs up on kitchen cleanup. So now they get to watch a show for half an hour before it's their bedtime. Oh yes, and they made themselves a pot of tea to drink. Other than setting the coffee pot for the morning, the last thing on my list is that alarm that I said I was setting to actually close the chickens in. It just went off. So Marius isn't home from hunting yet. He stays out in the field until it's no longer legal shooting light, and then he's got to get back to his vehicle, and then he's got to get home. So he doesn't get home usually till about 7:30 at this time of year if he's hunting. So yeah, he's not home. I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna put it off. Then I'm gonna set the coffee pot for the morning, and then that's the end of my to-do list. Big kids go to bed at 7:30. Then I had a busy day. I think Marius and I are gonna sit down and watch a show. We've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's nice and lighthearted and funny and makes us laugh. So that's the end of my day. I actually showed you a good bit of it. I often peter out and forget at like noon to show you the rest of the day. So there you go. Another thing with dressing for this weather is while I love wool underlayers, I pretty much live in down for my overlayers because it's windproof, it's really lightweight, it's warm. This is my thick down. Actually, this is my medium down. This is like my farm down. And then I have a lighter weight, kind of nicer down. And then I have, closing up the gate to the run. The thing came off. So I need to find something to put in front of it. Okay, we gotta find something heavy to put in front of the door. Oh, what was I gonna say? And then I have a down jacket that like, you can't, and then I have a down jacket that you can't wear if it's warmer than like -20, because it's so warm. But it's so nice for when it's that cold. Okay. Put a piece of firewood in front of the gate. Wool is awesome and warm, but it just doesn't stand up to any wind. So I actually should almost get a silk scarf. I think my mom gave me one, but then I think Freya took it. I usually wear wool scarves. My kids love cowls. Okay, so it appears their light timer is a little funky because their light should not be on right now. So I'm actually gonna check that. Also appears that nobody collected the eggs. Or not in time. Oh, where's the rooster? Ah, where's the rooster? Oh, I see him over there. Okay. Oh yeah, this thing is showing that it's 1 in the afternoon. And no, right now it is 7 in the afternoon, and we actually want it to be on, I'm gonna need to do some math here. Okay, so I adjusted it. It's going to go on at about 3 in the morning and be on for 13 hours until 4 p.m. But we naturally get dark. About 6 it's gonna be dark. So this will be a little more light than I want but pretty soon it's gonna be dark enough that this will be perfect. And I'm not gonna remember to change it. So we'll just leave it here and I'm gonna check the one in the other coop. Who did I find in here? Get out of here, kitty. She eats eggs. Okay, so there's only a few chickens in this coop. They actually share a run, but we just have both coops open. I actually think that we might close up this coop and just have one coop, because I don't think we have enough. I don't think we have so many that we need to have both coops open. However, I realize this is not right because this is not on a timer. So I need to change it. Maybe it is. I need to set up the timer. There's no timer on in this one. Timer's important. You can't just have a light on all the time. Another cat. Why are you cats in here? You rascals. You rascals. It does look like there's a couple eggs in here too. I'm not collecting eggs right now. We can do that tomorrow. I'm going back inside. I'm gonna do a little check around. Make sure there's no chickens here. Or over here. This is my kind of dark. It's like not like super dark yet. It's not pitch black. The other place we're gonna check is in the hay barn. We're gonna look under the hay barn first. These are 2 straw squares that are kind of not great. A little moldy. So I'm gonna put them on top of my garlic. This is our big square of straw. This is straw. It has like no nutritive value. This is what's the bedding. Whereas this is the hay. And it looks pretty like not amazing on the outside. But then once it's opened up, you can see how much more green it is. And there's another kitty. Well, same kitty. I feel like you need a prize if you made it this far. This is a beast of a vlog. Of a day in the life. You call it a vlog or a day in the life? I'm not quite sure.